On tonight's North Fulton Prep Rally, the playoff picture is starting to become clear and teams are fighting for their spots in the postseason. Things get a little chippy in a battle between the Blessed Trinity and South Atlanta ladies, while the Blessed Trinity boys look to defend home court in a Class AA matchup. The Johns Creek girls were looking to block Chattahoochee from grabbing a victory on their home court, and could the Chattahoochee men get by the Gladiators with their star on the bench, or would Johns Creek have them totally crossed up? The number one spot to get your high school hoops fix is right here on North Fulton Prep Rally, and it starts right now.
Comcast presents your source for North Fulton High School sports. This is North Fulton Prep Rally.
Hello and welcome to another edition of North Fulton Prep Rally, your weekly high school sports program featuring the very best North Fulton High School action. I'm Chase Watson, joined by Nathan Shutter year-round on Comcast Channel 25. Catch us here weeknights at 6, 8, and 10. And Nathan, it was another big week of games and exciting finishes here in North Fulton as we get to our keys to the weekend with the Lady Gladiators in a thrilling win.
A great doubleheader on Friday night. Johns Creek girls defeat Chattahoochee 52-42 in overtime. Lady Gladiators sweep the season series with their neighborhood rivals.
The Hooch survives a big scare on the road.
Yeah, the nightcap was just as good. Another overtime game, and Chattahoochee coming out 68-67 in OT.
And the Hornets got a great big win.
Roswell defeats Northview 64-56 in overtime. Milton now has a 2-game lead in the region. Hornets still in 5th, but within striking distance of that top 4. Huge win for them.
Absolutely. Let's get right into the highlights in the matchup between two neighborhood rivals. Johns Creek playing host to Chattahoochee in an important Region 7 game. The Lady Gladiators would get off to a great start. Courtney Calavito down low to Sierra Martin. She banks it in for 2. Johns Creek would lead 12-6 after 1 quarter. Chattahoochee would get things going in the second. Emily Morrow hustling and diving for the loose ball. They work it around the perimeter to a wide open Katie Upchurch for 3, and the lead is cut to just 1.
Time winding down in the half. Erin Morrow drives to the hoop, splits 2 defenders, and lays it in before the buzzer. The Lady Cougars go up 19-17 at the break.
Chattahoochee would continue their strong play in the third quarter. Erin Morrow drives, dumps it off to Sarah Kinkler for the hoop and the harm. Lady Cougars up 30-29 through 3. Fourth quarter, Johns Creek forcing a turnover. Megan Froats pushing it up the floor, finds Courtney Calavito, and she buries her second straight triple. Lady Gladiators now only down 38-37.
Then it's Calavito to Danny Mikowski on the wing. She drives into the paint, pulls up and hits the runner to give the Lady Gladiators a 1-point lead.
Time running out though. Chattahoochee down by 2. Erin Morrow drives past to everyone on her way to the hoop for the game-tying bucket, and we are headed to overtime. In the extra session, Courtney Poole with a nice feed to Ali Buchowski in the post. She banks it in to give Johns Creek a 2-point lead. Then on the ensuing inbound, it's Danny Mikowski coming up with a steal, an easy deuce, but the Lady Gladiators up 46-42. Chattahoochee would look for an answer, but Megan Froats comes up with a big-time block to start the break, and she'll take it all the way for the bucket. Johns Creek pulls away in overtime to defeat Chattahoochee by a final of 52-42. Nathan, this is a huge rivalry, but how do you think it compares to the rest of them in North Fulton?
Well, I think it was great. The atmosphere at Johns Creek on Friday night was almost a packed house for both games. Just an unbelievable atmosphere. The game lived up to it too. Going to overtime, their first meeting was only a 2-point game, won by Johns Creek. A lot of youth on both teams, so I think for the next couple years at least, this is going to be one of the top rivalries in the North Fulton area. Depending on what happens in class, all the realignment going on right now, but even if they're in different classes or different regions, I think that they need to keep this game on the schedule because it's exciting for the community and just a great battle between a lot of girls who have probably played together or against each other for a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not the last thriller we'll see between those two. Well, back to the highlights, and the Chattahoochee boys defeated Johns Creek by 52 in their first meeting of the season, but the 2012 edition would be a whole different story in front of a packed house at Johns Creek. First quarter, Hooch with the ball. Chris Taylor drives baseline, banks it in for 2. Cougars take a 1-point lead. Johns Creek would have an answer. Off the inbound pass, Ryan Lewis knocks down the high-percentage bucket, and the Gladiators with a surprising 15-10 lead after 1.
Second quarter and more from the home team. Malik Avery starts at the top of the key and drives all the way to the rack for 2. Johns Creek now up by 7.
Chattahoochee would close the deficit. Rashawn Dumas drives, finishes with a nice finger roll, but the Cougars still trail 26-25. Time winding down in the first half though. Mitchell Coleman to Ryan Dulesky. His shot just rolls in to beat the buzzer, and Johns Creek takes a 30-27 lead into the locker room.
second half, and Hooch will regain a little momentum. Jordan Thurman stops and pops from the elbow, and the Cougars take a 43-41 lead to the final frame.
In the fourth quarter, Hooch looking to pull away. Rashawn Dumas to Trey Archambault. He nails the turnaround jumper in the lane, and the Cougars take a 47-41 lead. Just over 2 minutes to play, Adam Thyssen takes it strong to the hoop, banks it in to cut the Hooch lead to 1.
Time running out now. Gladiators down by 2. Thyssen inbounds to John Grayson, and he gets the turnaround jumper to fall, and we are all knotted at 58 with under 10 seconds to play.
Chattahoochee with one final chance to win it. Marcus Terry takes it all the way into the lane, but his shot falls short. The ball is loose, but no one can get off a shot before the buzzer, so we head to overtime. In the extra session, Thyssen with a nice bounce pass here to Mitchell Coleman, and he finishes to give Johns Creek a 1-point advantage.
Just over 10 seconds to play. Gladiators up by 1 following a pair of John Grayson free throws. Marcus Terry with the ball, and he'll push it up court past the Johns Creek defenders and lays it in for the game winner as Chattahoochee fights off the upset bid by Johns Creek for a 68-67 win in overtime.
Nathan, there was a big name noticeably missing from those highlights. What's going on with Jerron Blossom game?
Yeah, Jerron Blossom game, not playing in this game, did not play. I talked to Coach Martin after the game, and he's suspended for disciplinary reasons for this game and the next 4 games. He wouldn't expand on that, which I don't blame him. It's an in-house thing, and I'm sure Jerron will kind of learn a lesson from this, and the team will probably get better from this. You know, they beat this Johns Creek squad by 52 earlier in the season. I don't think Jerron Blossom game makes up 52 points, so a lot of credit goes to Johns Creek. They really played very hard in this game, and even Coach Martin said that his team was a little lucky to get a W in this one. A very tough effort for Johns Creek, just fell a little bit short against one of the better teams in the entire state of Georgia.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a big issue for Jerron because he's so fun to watch play.
Yes.
More highlights as we check in on AA action featuring the Blessed Trinity Lady Titans playing host to South Atlanta in a Region 6 showdown. Off the opening tip, Tori Myers tracks down the loose ball, saves it to Stephanie Kalinowski. She drives, pulls up, and knocks down the short deuce for a 2-0 lead. Then it's Madison Brainerd with a nice pass to Kalinowski at the top of the key. She hits the jumper to reclaim the lead 7-6.
That would spark an offensive run for the Lady Titans. Kristen Green drives past the defenders for the bucket and the foul. Blessed Trinity in command up 18-8 after 1.
Second quarter, the ball's knocked free by the Hornet defense, but the loose ball rolls right to Sarah Fink. She nails the short jumper. Lady Titans up 20-15. South Atlanta would respond, though, with an 8-2 run. Danae Bolden dialing up one from long distance to give the Lady Hornets a 23-22 lead.
The Lady Titans would have an answer. Fink left all alone, and she makes them pay with a three-pointer of her own. Blessed Trinity leads 28-23 at the break.
Second half, South Atlanta not going away. Brittany Smith will come up with the offensive board and the putback to give the visitors a 33-31 advantage. Then it's Sarah Fink with a good shooting effort on the night for the Lady Titans as she buries another three-pointer to cut the lead to just 1.
Then more from Blessed Trinity. Tori Myers dribbles inside the arc and knocks down a long 2. But the Lady Titans trail 44-40 heading into the final frame.
And South Atlanta will close them out from there. Kaylin West knocks down the high percentage shot, and the Lady Hornets get a big region road win, 56-47 over Blessed Trinity. Now the Lady Titans have lost 4 straight. What do you think's been the reason behind that?
Scoring. Simply put, offensively. Defensively, this team plays very well. They do a great job of holding their opponents off the scoreboard, but they have a little trouble themselves scoring. 46 points in this game. That's the 3rd highest total of the whole season. So offensively, they kind of have their struggles a little bit, but defensively, they definitely make up for it. They hold a lot of teams to under 50 points, which is crucial. If they can find a little bit of offense in their game, I think they'll start winning a lot more games.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to win when you can't find those buckets. The Blessed Trinity boys basketball team was looking for their 4th straight win, but would face a tough task at home against the number 9 ranked South Atlanta Hornets. Blessed Trinity with some good ball movement. Nick Romero down low to Sean Damaska. He banks it in, and we're all tied up at 2 apiece. Then more unselfish play from the Titans, and this time it's Romero slashing through the paint, finishing it off to give Blessed Trinity a 1-point lead.
The high-low game was working for the Titans in this one, so they stick with it. Romero to Damaska once again, and he finishes with ease. Home team up by 3.
More from the Titan offense. Nick Famaro swings it out to a wide-open Patrick Lamar, and he buries the triple as Blessed Trinity leads 10-8 after 1 quarter of action. South Atlanta will start to heat up, though, in the second as they work it around the perimeter. James Arnold with a wide-open look in the corner, and he knocks it down to tie the game at 14.
Then with time ticking down in the half, it's Arnold pulling up and dropping the tray right before the buzzer to give the Hornets a 17-14 lead at the break.
Second half, Patrick Lamar drives baseline, dumps it off to Damaska. He lays it in to cut the Hornet lead to 20-18. But South Atlanta's going to respond in a really big way here, working the ball around the perimeter, and it finds James Arnold all alone, and he cashes in on another triple. Hornets up 33-21 after 3. In the fourth quarter, Blessed Trinity trying to rally. Garrett Michael left all alone behind the arc. He'll capitalize to cut the lead to 6, but that's as close as they would get on the evening. South Atlanta holds on to defeat Blessed Trinity by a final of 36-29. So another tough loss there for the Titans. What was the difference in this game?
Not a lot of offense going on in this game, but I think that was by design. Blessed Trinity, I think their strategy going in this game was to slow South Atlanta down, get them into a half-court set, and they did a great job of that. Patience on offense. At times, Blessed Trinity was very patient and got really good shots, especially with the high-low game with Sean Damaska getting easy buckets inside. I think at some point in the second quarter, they became a little impatient, started trying to force passes inside. South Atlanta was taking advantage of it, and that's how they grabbed that lead at halftime. And then some good three-point shooting in the second half by South Atlanta kind of kept Blessed Trinity at distance, and Blessed Trinity really struggled kind of shooting the ball in that second half. It couldn't quite get in it. Had a couple stops on the defensive end. Offensively, couldn't get it done, though.
Again, comes back to that offensive thing.
That's
when you
right.
can't find the points, it's tough to win
Pretty
games.
important.
All right, that's going to do it for this week. Catch us back here on Comcast Channel 25 next week for game highlights and features. And be sure to like North Fulton Prep Rally on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to see what's happening on the show. For Nathan Shutter, I'm Chase Watson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you under the lights.
Grab some wood there, bub.